Good afternoon. Pardon me. Good afternoon again, ladies and gentlemen. And thank you for sharing that, our dear esteemed judges. So I thank you for the opportunity for standing in front of you and being able to share our journey, and our story of what we're trying to bring into the world. There's a famous African proverb that says, if you want to go fast, you go alone, but if you want to go far, you go together. The togetherness there speaks about community, and we're solving a problem that is at the third level of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. We skip the first two levels. The problem is this: communities are like the cornerstone of the society, right? We find education through communities, we grow through them, we find our sense of belonging through them. But community leaders or the community market in general has been one of the most underserved markets everywhere, especially on the continent. Now, the challenge is this: community leaders currently have been left to grapple with tools and platforms that were not designed to handle their communities effectively. So they have things like content management solutions, things like the LinkedIns, the Instagrams. These are tools that were designed to help you manage content, but people have started to use it as community solutions. You have things like communication management solutions, like the Telegrams and the WhatsApps and the Slacks. These are tools that were used to manage communication among teams, but now you have a community as big as St. Agnes Church with 10,000 members trying to manage themselves on Telegram. It becomes a big mess. And the problem is this, or the studies have shown that fragmentation of member attention is fast becoming the leading cause of community failure globally. The formula is this: fragmented tools, and by fragmented tools, what I mean is, if I use myself as an example today, I heard about the DNBC conference, and I had to go to a couple of places just to fully understand what DNBC was about. I went to the website to find out about stuff. I went to for community, I went to Twitter. For updates, I went to Instagram. And then I had to chat with my friend on WhatsApp. And I almost forgot about the event until I saw it on our WhatsApp status again. And that's what I call fragmentation of member attention. It leads to siloed data, low impact, and low engagement in communities. And ultimately, this leads to failing communities. 9 out of 10 individuals in this room, we've done hundreds of surveys, and 9 out of 10 people have muted their WhatsApp groups. Email open rate is about 6 to 14% on a very good day, and there are like millions of messages that are sent on social media. So we've left community leaders with these tools and expect them to use this to grow thriving communities. So there's a huge opportunity for us to transform how communities manage, how they manage their payments, how they run their events, and how knowledge is shared between communities. Our solution is called MemScribe, and MemScribe is Africa's first AI-powered community management platform. It allows community leaders to create, manage, and engage private communities of members. It could be customers, it could be employees, partners, or other stakeholders. With MemScribe, community leaders can now create smarter communities, build better engagement, and ultimately improve the well-being of every member of the community. How is this possible? We've built in a plethora of toolkits that can serve any community of any size, right? So we have the events toolkit. We're opportune to power about 3 events in this landmark center this year alone, with attendees ranging from 500 to 7,000. And they had used exciting features like the registration, the agendas and speaker management, the exhibitors hub. We had the live feed for games. We had ads and document management, polls and surveys. These were some of the tools that they had used on our platform. We had things around community toolkit. We've had communities building, moving away from a 10,000 WhatsApp platform for jobs to MemScribe and easily manage the experience. One of the most exciting things for me is the monetization toolkit. Community leaders can now become self-sustaining and not have to depend on grants or funding from partners once in a year, because now they can get members to pay dues, they can sell tickets for their events, they can run marketplace deals, they can sell courses, they can run ads in their communities without depending on Mark Zuckerberg and him taking all the money. And one of the final thing which I think I'll touch on is the marketplace. We want to connect communities to a marketplace of service providers, people who can come in and say, hey, take loans. I will give a story of my wife. She gave birth and I spent zero in HMO, in payments because of her HMO. And I compared that to my friend who is a member of a gym association who was running around for $300,000 because his wife had given birth and she wasn't covered by any HMO plan. And I'd asked myself, he's a member of multiple communities in his life. Why can't they be organized enough to have a HMO coverage? And the platform was the problem. Our goal is our vision is a world where being part of or leading the community is more rewarding. And this is the right time for this because a lot of startups and businesses are moving away from the inauthentic social media marketing and trying to build real relationships with their customers. People are moving towards community-driven marketing because obviously it's expensive to capture our audience on regular social media platforms. So we're starting with the very big markets and we're focusing on professional organizations, businesses, education institutions as a first layer. How we make money is through various means. The first one is the subscription fees. The cheapest, one of the lowest plans on our platform is about $10,000 a month, which is about $100,000 a year if you pay yearly. And we're looking at getting 1,000 communities on the platform by the end of next year, which will be a revenue of $120 million into the business. We also get transaction fees when communities sell tickets, courses, membership dues, or get their members to buy digital services. We also offer premium services such as training, migrations, or community as a service on the platform. We have competitors, majorly globally, and we believe we will win against them because people who offer something similar are ranging in the price points of about $6,000 to $7,000 annually, and Memscribe is a lot more affordable considering the African context. On our roadmap, we've done pretty great in covering a lot of these important features that allow communities to thrive. And
Vincent, your time's up.
Yes, thank you very much.
All right, well done. So I think now is the cross-examination from the judges.
Very interesting. So I think you're at the ground zero of something that could be great. But there's some mixed messaging from me. So maybe can you tell me in one sentence what your USP is?
And that's a very great question because when you sell a solution that cuts across multiple industries, it's difficult to understand who to start with. But we are starting with three. We're starting with professional associations, educational institutions, and religious organizations. And we picked these three because these three sectors have community at the heart of everything that they do. They run events, they do courses, they process payments, but community is at the heart of it. So we've picked those three as our minimum viable segments to start our engagements with.
Okay, so that was my next question. Do you have an MVP yet?
Oh yes, I wouldn't like to call it an MVP again because we've been able to power three major events that happen in this center. And I think we're forever going to be an MVP because we're going to constantly build and iterate on the solution. But I think we have something pretty decent that we've taken to market, and we've started onboarding a lot of communities and powering a lot of events across Nigeria at this point.
So Vincent, thank you so much for your presentation. I will play more of the devil's advocate. Fantastic solution, but I have some questions and some concerns, and those are the things I want to point out. Number one, you have listed so many things that you want this app to do. Broad things that almost about 30 different apps are doing them for individuals. Those apps have the funding, they have the technical capacity, they have the infrastructure, and they are housed, in real mega bases or whatever, databases. So my first question to you, and if you don't mind, I think I prefer to ask all the questions so that you just answer them holistically. So my first question to you is, what now makes you feel that irrespective of whatever grant winnings that are here, that your capacity to be able to manage, because you are competing against so many major brands, to be able to manage that, what makes you feel that you have that capacity? That's one. Number two, what makes you, or what is your conviction that all of us here will leave our WhatsApps and this and that and now jump onto your own solution? Because you are telling us that the solution exists because we have so many multiple groups or multiple platforms that we are housed on. So, what is the unique selling point, in my own opinion, that will make me leave all the platforms that I exist to jump on your own? Or are you just another platform in addition? So that is the second question. The third one is around data protection and your security apparatus as it pertains to any kind of cyber crime or any data breach. So what are the things that you have put in place? Because if you want to house all of us on that platform, we need to even be confident that our data is safe. And looking at it also, I know that it's AI driven, but I'm also looking at the population and the number of events. Because if you choose one religious organization alone, these are bodies that have events back to back every week, non-stop throughout the year. And so by the time you are now housing a number of them, capacity to be able to manage them holistically. So,
thank you so much, man. The first question about capacity. My 12 years of my life, I've been building products across globally, different countries across the country, different companies across the country. And before I embarked on the Memscribe journey, we had like a 1 month of intensive market survey. Would you believe that an average Nigerian uses about 7% of the full capacity of a Microsoft Excel document? Literally, for a majority of the solutions that we use today, if I show you, Facebook, for example, or Instagram, we probably use like 30% of everything it's capable of doing. Apart from sharing, posting, liking, there's nothing else we use. So what we did was we picked the MVP of each of these products, and it made no sense to us why I would go all the way to Instagram just because I'm trying to put pictures alone, and then I'm going to Twitter because I'm trying to engineer conversation. So our thinking was we picked the MVP from the most used features on each of these products, leverage hundreds of conversations with community leaders, and built it. And that sort of has given us a bit of confidence to say, if this is the most important thing these guys are using on this platform, and then they have to go all the way to a Google Sheet just to do check-in at the entrance, why can't you just embed the check-in part on Memscribe and allow them just run it? So that was the mindset we used to approach our product development on that. For the conversation about why would you move, we are B2B. We're going from a top-down approach. It's crazy if we think we want to go to the B2C market and try to get people on the platform. But a quick example is this, and I'm allowed to say this. I worship at the Elevation Church, and the Elevation Church is in the process of moving their members' attention away from like a lot of these all these different platforms, which may exist at the beginning, but over time, they're trying to bring it into a single spot where anyone who wakes up in the morning and thinks, which event is happening, can go there. Or, I want to share a testimony, can go there. Or, I want to connect with my pastor, can go there. And over time, people would realize that, hey, this is the spot where I'm going to be doing most of my community-related activities. And if I can do this for my church, and do this for my estate, and do this for my book club and my gym, it sort of started to aggregate all my communities together. And that's really our vision here. I don't believe that a lot of these tools were built to handle communities, but it's just the tools we had at our disposal. And partnerships for us is very important with respect to data protection and privacy. We are currently in talks with one of the leading online security agencies in the country. We met them at an event, and they've been gracious to, take us under their wings to walk us through this data security part. Facebook and WhatsApp were still hacked as at this year, after years of existence and the billions they spend in engineering. So We leverage AWS's already secure servers, and then we're working with partners to help us to fully secure our databases.
All right. I think she already asked most of the question I was going to ask. So I had my concern around security as well. The good news is I downloaded this app 3 weeks ago at Tech Unite Africa. So I was actually reviewing on my own before I saw that you're coming for the pitch. Brilliant idea you have. I don't want to start repeating the questions, but I want to see how your AI is going to integrate existing platform for easy of assessment, for easy of usage, such that when I come into your application, I download the application, I don't need to go all over and all over again to start answering questions. So make it a lot easier. So again, I will skip all the other questions I have. One question I have for you is that, what is the barrier for you to scale up to become enterprise version? What is that one major barrier for you to scale up this application to be able to stand? Because again, this application is beyond you. It's beyond you and your team. If you get it right, it could be a WeChat tomorrow. So if you go to China today, China WeChat disrupted WhatsApp with almost 2 billion users today. So you never can tell, maybe this will be a WeChat tomorrow for us in Nigeria. So what is the greatest barrier between you and scaling up to enterprise version?
Fantastic question, sir. Thank you very much. The AI integration part. For us, one of the biggest challenges community leaders face, and I'm sure anyone who has managed the WhatsApp group here knows, is that feeling of I leave my community for 1 hour and I come back and I see like 700 messages and I can't make sense of any of these messages. And I just skim to the last 10 messages and be like, hey, all is well with the community. With Memscribe, our AI moderation tool does 2 key things. One, it helps you to prevent offensive, abusive, and insultive languages within your communities, because you can train it and identify these words and allow it to block out those languages from conversations. And then the second thing is like a summary. So it helps you to highlight the key points of conversations that have happened. So as a community leader, you're not worried, you're not stressed.
Excuse me, let's not digress. What would be your biggest,
Yes,
so that we save time?
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Thank you, sir. So, resources. Resources from the place of technical competence. And I say that because we've been a bootstrapped business so far, and we have seen early but very exciting traction in the market. For us to get to a place where we can become enterprise level, I think we have enough data internally for us to serve our customers, but we just need the right resources behind us, the right partners to help us achieve that, unlock that level of excellence.
Okay, we'll come back to you after after the panel of judges, after we meet. But one thing I will leave you with is, you mentioned your B2B and you're looking at top-down approach. However, you may want to consider localizing what you have today. It will surprise you, the biggest fan you need are not the professionals you're looking at. I'm actually looking at you, coming down when you talk about community. And I keep wondering, 20, 30, 40 years ago, when you talk about community, when you talk about chat, people come together by fireplace at night. We're going back to that community now. So it will surprise you that the farmers in the village, they have community. And they are using simple SMS protocol to have conversations around the price of the commodity in the market. They don't even have internet. And if you're going to make this so affordable, the likes of telco operators are beginning to come up with cheap smartphone with internet capability. So how do you take your community down to the community of the farmers, of the fishers in the community? Government is paying a lot of attention. And today, even NCC is spending a lot of money for what we call state accelerated broadband initiative, which we are encouraging operators to go to the less developed community to set up internet and get more than 50% discount on their infrastructure. So when you're looking at top-down approach, maybe your community should start from those people. Those are your fans that you need. And it will surprise you, the whole idea of the application itself, at times, you agree with me, it's a function of the number of download and the user you have. The people in Lagos may not even give you the number of downloads because people in Lagos tend to know too much. But when you go to the real community, let the conversation spark from the real community, they will take it up. So we could have conversation after this event on how we could work together to see how we could expand and turn it into an enterprise version. But again, I'll leave that to the rest of the panel to decide afterward. Thank you.
Amazing.
Thank you. A round of applause for Vincent Mayaki.
Sorry, just before we let him go.
Okay.
Sorry. You know, business is the business of making money. You said nothing about money. How much money do you need to make money?
How much money do I need to make money? We're very bootstrap minded, and we're doing a lot of experimentation at this point. We're currently in the process of running full-fledged.
If you had a guardian angel, woke up in the morning and said, "I will write the check. I like the idea." How much money do you need to make money?
Vincent, you better think quick or answer the question.
So someone said, raise as much as possible, as quickly as possible. A $500,000 check would make me smile and take us to the next level. But definitely not at this point, but eventually.
$500,000. And when will you make 10 times that?
Oh. So that's a very tricky question, sir. We would have to do some financial analysis for that. Now, the reason I say this is the vision we have behind MemScribe is really not, I don't feel it's venture backable at this point. I've heard 3 big community solutions like this that all failed, and one of the reasons the founders gave was we raised too early and too fast. And so I'm be careful about, really listening to the community and serving them rather than just thinking about growing rapidly. And that's just the mindset at this point.
Okay, all right.
Thank you so much. Well done, Vincent Mayaki, MemScribe. Okay, we move right along. Remember, about 6 minutes for each of the business, the contestants here. So let's have Chinazom Arinze, CEO and founder of Auto Girl, to come up with her pitch. A round of applause as she makes it to the stage.
Good evening, everyone. Okay, my name is Chinazom Arinze. I'm waiting for the slides to come up. Okay, yes, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for this opportunity. My name is Arinze Chinazom, CEO and co-founder of Auto Girl Limited. Let me start with a question. Have you ever visited an African country? The enchanting landscape, warm hospitality, and vibrant culture. Africa has so much to offer, yet many are faced with a common problem as soon as they land any African city. And that is, number 1, lack of reliable transportation and lack of access to internet. And that is not the only problem that Africa has, because as you can see, there is very high inflation rates, and the level of unemployment is also extremely high. So what is the ideal solution? I have a dream of a more convenient and reliable future where expatriates, businesses, and tourists can move from point A to point B in every African city without any fear or without any hiccups. I dream of an Africa where African companies and Africans themselves get to earn not just a little extra hundreds of dollars, but thousands of dollars on the Auto Girl platform by either being a car owner or a driver or a financier on the Auto Girl platform. So what do we build? We are building what we call the Airbnb of vehicle rentals in Africa, where car owners get to monetize their vehicles on our platform, and expatriate businesses and tourists like some of you guys here get to rent clean quality vehicles and drivers on the AutoGirl platform. We have a standard whereby drivers get to earn 300% above the current minimum wage. And car owners get to earn as much as 1.5 million naira monthly on the AutoGirl platform. Our business model is very simple. We earn a modest 20% on every rental facilitated on our platform. Quite straightforward. Now, our market size was calculated with serious precision because I am a woman of numbers. We have over 30 million expatriates and tourists in Africa, according to Statista, and 60 million businesses estimated in Africa. And basically, if we can get just 1% of this wide target audience, we'll be having a colossal market size of about $1.3 billion. Because the average spend of the lifetime value of our current customers, according to our invoice, is about $1,500 annually. So our current traction, right here you see our GMV, but we earn a modest 20% on this. So that is actually our real revenue. Currently, we have done over 5,000 rentals. We have over 258 car owners earning reliable income on our platform month on month. We have over 79 drivers earning reliable income way above the minimum wage, 300% above the minimum wage. And then we have something that is very dear to my heart because it's called AutoGirl for a reason. I am passionate about bringing in inclusion into this highly male-dominated industry that is worth billions of dollars. So yes, I'm making my ladies make money. And we do this through what we call our Auto Women Empowerment Program. Auto Women Empowerment Program is a program whereby AutoGirl, as a company, has partnered with other companies to ensure that women learn important skills that they need to make money in this billion-dollar industry. We have 3 categories. We have mechanics, we have drivers, and of course, we have affiliate marketers. And those are people that earn money through referring the AutoGirl platform. Currently, we have empowered over 20 women, and like I said, we have over 79 drivers and over 258 car owners earning reliable income. The next stage for us is actually to build this into a web app. We have gone manual for too long using a small WordPress website, but we have been able to make this modest sum just on that website. So with an influx of cash to build a web app, to expand across different African countries, we'll definitely be able to reach our market size in nothing less than 5 years. This is the app we intend to build across Africa called the Movement app. A simple app where people lease their vehicles, earn money, and other people rent clean and verified vehicles. My leadership team consists of myself, Chinazo Marinze. I've had 5 years experience in the automotive industry, selling cars day to day on the streets of Lagos, Nigeria. And then on my 4th year, I was able to build this brand, which I would like to say currently has over 1,500 customers. And we currently have over 100 businesses on our platform using us. My co-founder is no other person than Ebuka Arinze. He has high operational experience, having worked with companies, various companies across Africa. And of course, my advisor, Tunji Oke, co-founder of Get Funded Africa. So that is us, and I would like to say the best time to invest in us was yesterday, but the next best time is now. Join us as we build the Airbnb of vehicle rentals in Africa. Thank you.
Okay, thanks. Brilliant presentation. How do you do the verification and background check of individual who come to your platform? How do you manage the risk? Do you have any integration with insurance companies? And have you also considered working with some community of similar business so that you can just, what you are offering could be a plug-in to enhance the value chain within the industry? So those are just 3 questions for answering.
Okay, amazing. So first of all, we partner with Verify Me. It's a verification company that uses BVN, house address, and some other things to verify people. So we verify 3 people. We verify the car owners and their cars. We do that through our partnership with different mechanic agencies like 1 meg and cars 45. Then we also verify the users of these vehicles, that's the renters. So we do that through KYC with Verify Me. And then we verify the drivers as well through Verify Me. Integrating with insurance companies, yes, that is currently ongoing, but one of the requirements you must have before you get on our platform is you have comprehensive insurance and you also have trackers. However, we are working on a general insurance for every vehicle on the AutoGirl platform, and that is still ongoing too. I would also like to add that we have a partnership with AXA Mansard where we get commissions on any insurance that we bring to them, and we do this through our car owners because all of our car owners need insurance to get on our platform. So by the time we have special perks like monthly comprehensive insurance, instead of paying the annual thing, they are now more interested and we make money both ways. Plugging into communities that is in their supply chain and pipeline, thank you for that, because I would like to tell my chairman here in Landmark that we can actually do a lot of business together with the Landmark Hotels and Resorts and Landmark Hotels. We've actually been approaching some hotels and looking at closing at least 10 hotels in Lagos, Nigeria before the end of the year.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. First of all, my question is, what is it that you're offering that Bolt, Uber, Lasgidi, InDrive, and all the rest are not offering? I just want to know what is your own unique selling point.
Yeah.
The second thing is around even the safety. If you look at all these other names I've mentioned, same thing, they have their insurance, they have their trackers, but if you have listened to recent stories, a lot of their drivers are killed and cars are taken, and they've gone through so many issues. So it's a bit of what he was saying around managing risk, but from the angle of securing the lives of both the drivers and the vehicles themselves. The other thing I wanted to ask, which I'm not sure I understood how your own structure works. So who pairs the drivers with the cars?
Our platform. Okay, so the owners can have their own drivers, or they can get paired with drivers on our platform, which is why we have the empowerment program to have a stream of drivers that we can always pair to people. Okay.
So,
the other questions.
Well, let me leave it at that so that I save some questions for our chair.
Okay, great, amazing. So the major difference between us and other vehicle rentals company out there, especially the ones that you call, first of all, they are not vehicle rentals company, they are car hailing company. So what this means is that the quality that they desire is quite lower. They go for 2003 or even 2001 vehicles to 2005, and you can't get anything more than that. But now the people investing in Africa are not people that would like to be in ride-hailing cabs. The people, the expatriates, the tourists, these are people that add into our FDI. They are not people that would like to be in those cabs. And they are people that would like to have a secured one driver, one car, all through their stay, like it's their own. We are building a future whereby people do not see the need that they are coming to an African country for investment for a month or 2 months. They don't see the need that they have to buy a car for that period. Now, going to security, the truth of the matter is the ride-hailing cabs, they do not mandate trackers. The only way that Uber is able to track them is through the GPS on their phones. Once the phone is thrown out of the car, they have no idea about where the vehicle is. But for us, it is important that we have access to the tracker in your vehicle, and we also have partnership with a car tracker company that imputes the tracker in their vehicles. And we also go the extra mile to make sure that each driver is verified according to Verify Me. So we know our drivers down to their houses because we pay for this verification for each driver. So that is the major difference. And then, the last thing I would like to say is our points for empowering people and making sure that Africans can earn a lot more than the average. Now, for these ride-hailing cabs, the max people can earn driving a ride-hailing cab, and I have done my research and I've talked to over 100 Uber drivers before coming to this conclusion, is they pay out to their car owners 25,000 naira every week. And that is the maximum anybody earns on the ride-hailing cab as an investor. You want to invest in a ride-hailing cab now, the driver that you will choose will pay you 25,000 naira every week. As opposed to us, that our minimum payout daily is 25,000 naira. to the smallest car on our platform. And that is because we are able to segment our users according to people that can afford it, and also we are able to go for a particular quality so that these people that can afford it can see that this quality is actually worth the money. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
So I think you have something there, but I think there's a lot more clarity that's required. You're trying to play in between the space of like the Avises of this world and the Ubers of this world. You're not a car rental company, are you? Yeah?
Vehicle rentals marketplace.
Yeah, be careful. If you confuse me, yeah. So I need to try to understand. You know what they say about business: keep it simple, stupid. Yeah. I need to understand exactly what this is. Is it a car rental company that doesn't have its own cars, that use other people's cars? Is that what it is?
So we are not just a car rental company. We are a vehicle rental market. And what I mean by this is that we have three customers. We have the car owners, they are our customers. We have the renters, they are our customers. And we have the drivers, they are also our customers. Look at this way. We are building an Uber, but we are building Uber for longer term rentals, subscription rentals. You rent a car with a driver for a month, for 2 months, for 3 months, for a year. We've had companies do it. We still have companies that do that.
I understand that. I can go to Avis and do that.
You can also...
I can go to Avis and do that.
Amazing. So now the difference between us and Avis and Hertz is that their terms are very strict. Their terms are not for long-term rentals. Their terms are mostly for shorter-term rentals. Why do I say this? Number one, Hertz, for example, their timeline is 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Anything after 6 p.m. or 6 a.m., you pay extra time or you pay extra hours for. Ours, on the other hand, is more flexible according to the customer's needs. The customer comes and requests and say, I'm here for so time and I need a car for this variation of time. And we give them a vehicle, match them to a host that can actually take care of them according to their specific needs. That's the major difference. And of course, because of the vehicle rental marketplace structure, they are able to get the best prices because of the competition in our platform.
So I'm still struggling, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm trying to understand the problem you're trying to solve, because it's at the crux of everything. Are you solving an access problem, a use problem, a cost problem, or a flexibility problem?
We're solving an unemployment problem, an income problem, and also accessibility problem for investors that are coming into Africa and are discouraged from coming because they lack reliable transportation.
Okay, unemployment is not a business. So
Let's
park that. Right?
Yes.
You don't make money from solving unemployment.
We do. We make 20% of every rental on our platform. So if as a car owner you rent a driver from our platform, we make 20% of the fee you pay to the driver.
Yeah, but that's not an unemployment problem. But anyways, that's fine. I mean, it's a business, right? So scrap the unemployment thing. That's CSR. How are you actually really going to make money?
How do we?
How are you going to? This seems to me like a business-to-business sort of thing. You need to go and find hotels. You need to find places like this that a lot of people come to. You need to go to the airport and find people. You need to figure out who comes into the country that doesn't own a car and needs a car for a period of time. Yeah? And how many are those people?
They are all over social media. Like I said, there are over 30 million expatriates annually in Africa. And every time these people come, they do not know where to rent vehicles from, except from Hertz.
But very few expatriates come here without being invited by someone. But very few people just get, I remember meeting someone on the plane from Newcastle, and they said they threw a dart at a map and they decided to they landed on Nigeria. I was afraid for them.
Yeah.
I personally took them home. But there are not that many people like that. Most foreigners that come here are invited. They're handheld.
They are invited, exactly. So that's the thing. Now, two things. Let me give an example of one of our customers, IFC. Now, when expatriates and foreign consultants come into IFC, they have a body, a department in the company that actually onboards them into the country. You need a NIN, you need this. And every time they come, they actually need a vehicle for a couple of months. And they use us on some cases. Now, there is no shortage of demand and there's no shortage of customers. Why? Because Africa will always be a focal point for foreign investors. And now, these are not our only target audience. We have weddings. Every single weekend, there are weddings out. We have, of course, the regular lifestyle in Nigeria. There are young people that want to go out. We have people that their vehicles break down and they need a vehicle to come. We have people that are tourists, they just come into the country, they need a point of view. For perspective, Airbnb is very successful in Nigeria, and they run the same model. And now, even if you invite an expatriate, he can still go on Airbnb and search for an appointment and tell you that, see, I don't like the apartment you gave me, I want this apartment. And that is what we are trying to build.
But the difference is you can't
But yes, the difference is cars.
Yeah, you can't drive an apartment away, right? Giving my house to someone is very different from giving them my car.
So because of that KYC,
The emotion is different.
yeah, it's emotionally different. Yeah, well, it depends on the person. Now, I've seen a lot of car people that they are emotionally attached to their cars. But for me personally, I'm emotionally attached to my house. I would not allow you to rent my house. So there are different users for different cases.
Anyway, I'll leave you with this. Our biggest challenge is security. And until we're able to address that question, it's not something that will happen in another 1 year, but have it at the back of your mind. If you integrate IoT into your vehicles, so beyond the car tracking these days, I want to see a real lifetime. I want to see the condition of the car. I need to be able to monitor the car real time in good time. And you need to begin to think of how do I have a dashboard of monitoring each car real time, on time. So that gives some level of comfort and security. But it's not something that can happen immediately.
It's already happening. It's already happening.
Do you have an IoT platform?
We don't have an IoT, but we make sure that we have a partner platform that everybody can come on board, and then we have access to all the cars on the platform and their this. And also the owners have access to it. So we have third-party access and they have first-party access.
All right.
Yes.
All right, great stuff. Thank you so much, Chinazom Arinze, CEO, founder of Auto Girl. I actually have people in the audience saying they want to ask questions as well, but maybe in the next year. Okay, up next, Miriam Atolagbe. She's the founder of My Choice Eco Top Up. Please welcome her to the stage. This has been a lot of fun.
Hello, good day everyone. Hello, good day everyone. My name is Mariam Atolagbe and I am the founder of My Choice Nigeria, and I'm super excited to be here today to share with you our mission at My Choice Nigeria. But before I dive in, I would like to ask every one of us in this room a very crucial question. And the question is, how can we collectively reduce the use of single-use plastic bottles while still ensuring a pleasant dishwashing experience without any skin irritations? Look around you, I'm sure you can see single-use plastic bottles. And only 9% of these plastic bottles is actually being recycled. Okay. In Nigeria, there are over 200 million residents, and dishwashing is a usual daily chore in every household. However, it's surprising to see that innocent individuals like Nola, my year one roommate in the university, suffer from itchy hands from their regular dish soap. Unfortunately, this dishwashing liquid not only contributes to excess plastic waste in our environment, but also contains harsh chemicals that irritate the user's skin. Today, I am more than happy to introduce you to a good news that will help us drastically reduce the use of these single-use plastic bottles. Today, we are not just here as a company that produce, package, distributes, and refill less toxic dishwashing liquid, but we are here to rewrite the narrative of how we think about dishwash liquid. And this is what we call the Eco Top Up. I introduce you to My Choice Eco Top Up, which is made with 5 times skin-friendly formula. We produce our products from fermented enzymes, cocoa-derived oil, and vegetable glycerin. And here is how it works. The Eco Top Up. Simply come with your empty bottles, gallon, container, or whatever to our Eco Top Up and place it on the refill platform. Indicate the volume you want to be refilled, and that's all. Watch your container filled up with our superior grease-cutting dishwashing liquid and 5 times skin-friendly formula. Pay and take it to your kitchen, then you come back again. We are here to help you reuse your plastic bottles and repeat that process over and over again. Here is our packaged product. Our dishwashing liquid is in 3 varieties: the My Choice Classic, Lemon, and Mint. And we also have a My Choice dish sponge that is all natural. I'm an agricultural student, and I looked at how I can leverage what I have studied in university with my passion, which is dishwashing. Now, this dish sponge is made from plant, 100% plant fiber. And then I in my 100 level, I learned tailoring. So I do that with my sewing machine. The market is vast. And in 2019, it was valued at 18 billion USD, which is projected to reach 22.4 billion USD by 2025. At My Choice, we are determined to capture 5% of this market share, which is equivalent to about 2.7 billion naira by 2028. Our primary target is households, particularly women, and food establishments. We offer refill service for B2B and B2C at 950 naira per liter. And you, as a customer, you save 200 naira on every refill. How beautiful is that? We aim to reach more households. Okay. Since inception, we have produced over 10,000 liters, and we hope to reach more households across Nigeria by doing more social media campaigns, sponsored ads, free samples for trials, because I know Nigerians, we like free samples, right? So we have that small package. And in-house to house campaigns. We also have special offers. This is, you are sure you can bring 25 people to refill in our points, right? So we offer you 2 liters free on every 25 liters, on every 25 customers you bring for refill. We are in the midst of a competition, yes. Money Fresh, Mama Lemon, Too Sure, Viva, I'm sure everybody here knows. But how do we stand out? How is My Choice different from these well-known brands? We are committed to sustainability and your well-being. So I will put it to you quickly that how we outshine these market leaders is basically our 5 times skin-friendly formula and our Eco Care. We have witnessed incredible growth over time from our packaged product, and we have reached over 5,200 end users, generating about over 7.5 million naira since 2020, which have been invested in purchasing more machineries, our NAFDAC approval certifications, and the likes. We have a diverse team that drives the company towards growth, from ideas to product development to customer service and operations. With the funding we'll be receiving, we plan to establish 2 more eco stations across Lagos State. We plan to conduct sensitization work, marketing, and advertisement. With this plan achieved, we project a revenue of 16.8 million naira in the next 12 months. And this is it. Our first year projection shows that if we can refill 16.5 liters per day in one refill station, in 1 month we have 492 refills. And if we multiply this by 12 months in a year, that is 5,904 refills. Multiplied by 950 naira per liter, that is 5,608,000. And multiplied by the 3 refill stations, that is the funding we'll be receiving today, adding those 2 refill stations to the one we have to be launching soon, that's about 16.82 million naira. Rounding up, making kitchens cleaner, hands happier, and our planet greener. This is our promise. With so much joy in me, permit me to invite you on this transformative journey today because we cannot do it alone. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you for the energy.
Thank you.
First of all, let me commend you for your packaging and the product.
Thank you.
So well done. I want to ask 3 pertinent questions. Number 1, you said these are our brands that we have been using, whether it's True Sure or the rest. A lot of us experience itchy and irritable hands. Now, I want to ask where that justification and data is coming from. Because all the women I know, including myself, we have never one day had any itchy hands, nor have we experienced any kind of harsh. You see my hand is still very intact.
Okay.
So where is that data coming from? So do you have existing data that backs up this claim? And if you have that data, what are the numbers and what are the numbers in terms of spread around the nation? That is 1. Number 2, you have shown us that you have a machine. You want to reduce waste so people can go there and fill up. Now, the question I have for you is, I just go out of my house. There's a kiosk in front of me. I buy my product. I enter my house. There are community supermarkets all over the place. So there's accessibility of getting my products at any time of the day. And I believe that it's the same thing for the majority of the population that you are trying to reach. So, where are these your machines located that I have to leave my house and drive all the way to wherever they are to go and refill this thing? What is the motivation that I will leave all the conveniences around me to go somewhere just because I want to refill a bottle, irrespective of the cost? Because the fuel these days to even reach that place may be even more than the what I'm trying to save in fueling it. So the ease of accessibility to those machines, then the scalability of those you're refilling your machines. Where are they located? How many can you have within even just one community, not even a state? How easy is it to scale them up? And then these machines, where are they produced? Is it something that is locally produced that you can order them in quick, with the kind of funding that my chairman here will give you? You'll be able to scale it up at short time. So I just need to understand the cost of producing these machines and the ability to have them scaled up, across various locations. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, ma'am. I will start with the first question. In 2020, during the COVID-19, that was when we started this business. Because I lived with my roommate in 2016. She used a regular dish soap that led to this itchy ant. And for every business, I think there is a why. Why are you starting this business? So for us, that was our why. Why we started My Choice Nigeria. And the second question, sorry.
So before you answer the second question, are you telling me your why was based on one example, being your roommate?
No. We have actually also seen that most of these products actually contain harsh chemicals. While our product is 5 times skin friendly, with these natural, less toxic ingredients that we use, we believe that with this, with our surveys, it covers more of this.
Okay, let me help you.
Okay, ma'am.
If you are going to lay a claim anywhere,
yes, ma'am,
you must have researched data to back you up.
Yeah,
you understand? No, just hold on. I'm teaching you here. I'm not challenging you. So if you came and told me the Ministry of Health, for example, has proven that so, do you understand? So have some data to back it up, not data based on personal experience alone. Very important. The second thing you are asking me is that what was the second question I asked you? So I want to attest that to nerves. So just calm down. Yeah? I asked about the scalability of these your machines.
Okay.
that you want to put around. How affordable are they? The scalability, why would I leave my house to go and look for your...
So, December 2023, I concluded with my NYC program. And I'm here today to say that I'm jobless. But with this my business, I don't entirely believe that I'm jobless because I try to bring in more solutions to the problem on ground. So in the future days, we are looking into collaborating more shopping malls, like ShopRite, that we can have these our machines stationed. Like this is a sort of partnership with them. Because we are starting with just one. But we can tell you that in the next 5 years, we will have more than 15. What we are planning is something of like a point of refill, a POS, point of service, that we can have at least one in every local government. And for the love of the planet, I believe within this sensitization work that I've said before, we need to care for our planet. So sometimes it's beyond just, I can always get it. And as time goes on, we also plan to implement a vehicle, like a van that goes around, that's like something like every Thursdays, you know that, okay, Matches Eco Top Up is going to be passing our streets. So everybody knows something like PSP, where we discard our bins and the like. So everybody knows that, okay, every Thursdays, just leave your can and Matches will fill it for you. That's for number two. And for the machines, last two weeks, I purchased this machine. And I can put it to you that it was imported. But as I'm talking to you now, I have returned this machine and I have been refunded. And now, the machine is currently being fabricated here in Nigeria at a lesser cost than what I have purchased before. So for the scalability of these machines, I can tell you that the money I used to buy the imported was times 3 of what I am getting here in Nigeria. So the scalability is...
How much is it?
500,000 naira. But the one I bought was 1.5 million naira. And when I spoke to the vendor, he told me that the shipping fee alone covers more.
So one machine technically is 500,000 for local fabrication.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. I'm done.
Can I go?
Yeah.
I'm impressed.
Thank you.
You're leaving? All right. You have no idea what your idea looks like. I think for once, leave the product. Forget the product. Forget the content. Focus on your distribution. Focus on your channel. You don't want to come to market to fight the big player. And the barrier to entry to what you are doing is very low. You're struggling to raise $500,000 naira. You're trying to fabricate this. What you are trying to do, the barrier to entry is low. The big players will easily do backward integration or forward integration and consume what you have to offer. If you go the line of product differentiation, you probably never win the battle. Your focus is on ease of disbursement, your distribution network, your channel, and when you try to do that, you empower a lot of people such that when the big player wants to come for you, you have gained the penetration into the market. I'll give you a good example. We're in Nigeria, so I can mention the name of when you walk into Tesco shop in the UK, you want to buy Coca-Cola. They probably tell you a Coca-Cola costs £1. But when you are buying Tesco Cola, it probably costs you less than 20%. Because they have asked Coca-Cola that what is the cost of a bottle? And they try to factor in the cost of marketing and everything into it. And they're saying, you know what, just give us the liquid. Forget about the packaging. We just pour it in a plastic and we sell it. What you're doing is not different. So don't start focusing on your product. Don't start talking about the health benefit. The value is not in ladies, women just want to wash and go. So leave product. You have a good value proposition you are bringing to the market. Your focus should be on your distribution and your network for a start. I love the idea of you saying that you're going to go on Thursday on Wednesday, on Tuesday to certain area. Brilliant idea. However, for you to get there quickly, think about incremental decision-making process. You may not get everywhere in one day. What you need now is a network of loyalists that will help you, that will now say that, okay, you have regions, and look at the density of different areas. Your market probably will not be in Lekki or Victoria Land or Ikoyi to start with. She's not going to leave the convenience because of 200 naira savings. However, no, let me finish. The critical volume you're looking for, I'm sorry to say, the critical volume you're looking for probably in Egbeda, in Nigeria, like you rightly mentioned. Now, focus on the packaging. If this is durable, not the content. If it's durable enough for me to refill 20, 50 times, and I can easily go to the network of China distribution that you have, that I don't need to wait till Thursday. At convenience, I could go to a local convenience within my area because I already have a China, you have a China representative. It makes it a lot easier. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir.
You want to respond?
Well, we're running out of time, but thank you so much. A round of applause for our you want to give her time to respond? Okay, go ahead. Very quick.
Quick response.
A quick response.
So for the refill, right? Somebody who cares about the planet will not be going for this. This is like a takeaway. So if you will be going for the refill, you won't be using this as your... We have a bigger jazz for that.
Okay.
So that's it.
Thank you.
So before it's finished, I believe you would see it. Even gasoline now have... It's not like you're cooking and then the gas just goes off. You can feel it, you can see it, you can carry it. Thank you very much.
So can I say something? It's not a question, and this is literally just a take-home. Yeah? You know, when you first started talking, I wasn't sure whether this was CSR or whether it was a business. All right? So one of the key things you have to get in your mind when you're pitching this is decide whether it's CSR or it's a business. If it's CSR and you're appealing to people's sense of, to the environment, then stay in that lane. Yeah? But if you want to make money from this thing, then you need to go to the money lane. You're dealing because you're in the most competitive market there is on planet Earth. It's the home goods market. Everybody here is looking for a bargain. The guy that lives in Ikoyi and the guy that lives, you know, in Nigeria, everybody's looking for a bargain. So you need to be very clear. You need to be clear what problem you're solving. You need to be clear about your pricing and your competitiveness. I don't like when people say there are 100,000 people in the market and I will get 5%. Why do you think you'll get 5%? You may not get any, right? Or you may get 99%, but why 5? So you have to actually understand what it is you're solving. You know the 3 S's: solve the problem, scale that problem, scale that solution, right? I don't think you can scale it by buying 500,000 naira machines. You don't have enough money to buy enough machines. Yeah? And then sustain it. How do you sustain it, right? I didn't hear any of that today. But here's the good news, by the way. You know, someone once asked me, what is the main ingredient that an entrepreneur needs to survive and to do well? And you know, these 3 S's: solving a problem, scaling, and that's business school stuff. You know, the real thing, right, is resilience, is passion, right? You have bundles of that, right? So go and get the basics right, and your passion and your resilience will take you a long way.
So, thank you very much, sir.
Great stuff. Thank you so much. A round of applause for Miriam Atolagbe, who is the founder of Mac Choice Eco Top Up. And that's one of the awesome things, is to get nuggets of wisdom from our judges who give advice to these contestants that they can take with them to improve their businesses. All right, last but not least, we are going to call up Ruth Ede. She's the CEO and co-founder of Scrap Top Nigeria Limited. Ruth.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Ruth Ede, and I'm the founder and business lead at Scratop Nigeria Limited. At Scratop, Scra as in scratch, and top as in top. We're actually moving from the scratch to the top to ensure that we have better fertilizers for food crop production. So at Scratop, we produce nutrient-rich biofertilizers from bio-waste. That's big English. Let me come down to what everybody will understand. So I finished studying agricultural extension and management, and then I moved to another university, in Michael Opera University of Agriculture, to study agricultural education. And in my 200 level second semester, there was a competition for bold businesses for a better planet. And then we started researching around the agricultural sector, what bold business can we get for a better planet? And that research led us into identifying two major problems. The first is that Nigeria is not just the giant of Africa, we're also the waste capital of Africa, generating 1/4 of the continent's total waste. And the big news there is that 57% of this waste are bio-waste. Food waste, fruit waste, animal waste, farm waste, and lots of post-harvest losses. On the other hand, Nigeria is also a major importer of fertilizers, and we saw that in 2021, $206.58 million was invested in the importation of fertilizers. This means that we have a very huge market for fertilizers that the people outside Nigeria are utilizing. So what can we do locally? Seeing what happened with the Ukraine and Russian war, we felt there was a big business that we could talk about. But more than the business, we also saw the unsustainable bio-waste management system as a problem, and then the pollution within the environment. But most essentially, we looked at what these toxic chemical residues are doing to the soil. As much as we want to produce so much food, how long can we keep producing so much food with so much toxic chemicals? What these chemicals do on the soil, let me not teach too much agriculture, is that as you consistently use these chemical fertilizers, the soil becomes denatured, and what we call the biodiversity within the soil becomes dead, and the soil becomes it stops becoming a soil, because the soil is a living thing. It becomes dead, and we cannot grow more food. And this was confirmed from a conference I went for in the University of Denmark, where they were complaining around the research of how African soils are becoming denatured more and more. And it's not just the soil only. The water bodies are also becoming a problem. And the question I asked in that conference was, what's the problem? Are we using more pesticides and chemicals, or what? And they said, actually, we have these mercuries, these leads, and these chemicals that are unhealthy in the soil and the water body, and that's why export is actually going to be a huge problem. And this is what we do at Scratop. At Scratop, we are those individuals that are using locally sourced bio-waste, and we are using it for the production of organic biofertilizers. What we did from our research is that we created a proprietary fertilizer formula for the utilization of this bio-waste for fertilizer. So the farmers are not just going to be applying for like assumptions, they are applying and they are getting like the results that they want. So our solution is simple. We actually pay for the waste as a resource. So we offer two metrics of solution, the cash and the climate currency solution. So for cash, you can sell your bio-waste to us if you don't trust us, or you can exchange your bio-waste to us for our fertilizer. So these are the two options. But as much as we are doing, we're making sure that those bio-waste are coming to us directly. Now, let me hurry. When we started, we designed this waste app to ensure that maybe we'll have suppliers and all that, but we knew that it was not really yet time, so this waste app was not launched because of that. Now, this is our product, and these are like the contents of our product. It has been lab and field tested. This is the results we got from the National Soil, Water, Plant and Fertilizer Laboratory in Umudike. Why is Scratop biofertilizer different? We all know that food is a unifier, and as much as so many individuals don't want to talk about it, we understand the problems that come with continuously eating food that is producing with these chemicals. On the 11th of August 2021, African News shared a news of 24 deaths from a family in Sokoto. What happened was that they mistaken a certain fertilizer for salt and added it to food, and that family did not make it to the next morning. The question there is, as much as that family died by that night, which is very sad, 95% of the food crops in the market are produced with these same fertilizers. And even if we're not dropping dead every morning, we still have some residues of these chemicals within our system. And yes, food is a problem. We want to have more food and all that. So in the next few years, since we are moving towards sustainability, what better alternative can we start growing right now to ensure that we meet the needs? In COP28, they were talking about the future of fertilizer and all that. And till this point, we've not even utilized the waste we are having, and other countries are moving into microbial fertilizer and all that. So this is why at Scratop, we have our proprietary fertilizer formula. Our product has zero phytotoxicity. That means it doesn't hurt the plants and it doesn't hurt the soil. It doesn't irritate the farmer. Even if it is ingested, it cannot kill the individual the next morning. And then we have long-term boost in production. We are not feeding just the plants, we are also feeding the soil. So our soil remains alive while keep giving us food. But then we have an alternative purchase model where we can have our products sold either by cash or by the climate currency, which is an exchange model for the waste. We're targeting small and medium-scale food crop farmers because our big farmers are already having a way of recycling and ensuring that their waste is well handled. Agricultural agencies and then home gardeners, those are our major targets. This was the first partnership we did with the Michael Opera University Extension Center doing a farmers summit in the state. And we were able to target a lot of farmers, reach out to them, and validate our products and our processes. Now, the market size is actually very huge within Nigeria. We have about 135.4 million food crop farmers around this our sector that we are targeting, and we believe that we can be able to get a hold of them. So this is the unit economics. For a 50 kg of our product is sold for 35,000 naira, and since we produce per ton, in 1 ton we are having 175,000, and a gross profit margin of at 40%, we have the 70,000 naira profit. So we are going into the market from using extension centers, farmers cooperative, and our Go Organic farmer scheme. So far, we've done a little bit around ensuring that we are known within society. We've put our products out there, and we're ensuring that we get all the validations and the market we need. We have competitors and all that. Now, this is our team. It's made up of myself, and then my co-founder is an agricultural and bioresource engineer. We have an economist and one of the lecturers in my former university as part of our team. Join us to sell waste, go organic, and save the planet. Thank you.
Thank you, Ruth. Thank you. Another passionate presentation.
Thank you, sir.
Again, I'm torn between, is this about saving the world, or is this about lining your pockets, right? And I say that in the crudest way possible. Yeah? So I think you have to make up your mind somewhere along the line on that. Do you need a grant or do you need an investment?
I need an investment, sir.
Okay, so you're going to make money?
Yes.
Yeah? Your cost of production is 21,000 naira. Yeah? So this is a very easy investment to figure out whether you're going to make money or not. All you need to do is just look around, and if anybody else is selling for less than 21,000 naira, you don't bother getting out of bed in the morning. If everybody's selling a lot more than that, so they can't beat your cost of production, then you're ahead of the game. So there are 3 things that you need to do. You need to collect it, because bio-waste is not separated here, right? So you have to separate it. You need to collect it. Then,
can I clarify that?
Yes. No. Let me finish, and you can answer. Yes. Then the second thing is you need to convert it. So you didn't tell me how you can convert. And then the last thing is you need to sell the product. If you get those 3 things right, then whatever anybody invests in you, they will multiply that money tenfold. Yeah?
Thank you so much, sir. So I started early when I was in university. I served last year, and when I was serving, I was able to raise 4 million naira from grants, and we just imported a machine that came in last month for the conversion, because all the prototypes we've been using, all the things we've been doing was because I was in school, and we're using school facilities, using the school farm for piloting and everything. And then the National Root Crop Research Institute is just our neighbor, so we can just walk in and then do anything we want to do. But since I'm out of school, we had to make sure that this is a business, not just any other thing. So that's why we got that equipment. Right now it's in Ekiti State. We moved it from Lagos, and it's in Ekiti State presently. So that's what we're using for conversion. So we just impute the waste, and then with our formula, it just gives us what we want. Now, but then secondly, we talked about collection. Collection of waste has been a major problem. If I checked the weaknesses of this business is that we don't have a sustainable waste collection system. So what we did what we were doing for collection was that we had specific individuals giving us specific waste. So if we want like peels from cassava, peels from plantain, we want tomato waste, we want from the rice mill. So we had those kinds of supplies and those kinds of individuals because interacting and segregating waste is another major challenge. And even this device we have cannot do that. And we don't want to have too much contact with waste. So what we did was that we have these certain individuals give us these certain kinds of waste so we don't have to do a lot of that. And for distribution, so far, it has been going to extension centers, farmers cooperatives, telling them, okay, let's do this with you. We do some teaching since we're agri people to give them some free kind of teachings, tell them this and that with these extension centers that they trust, and then they can now say, okay, let's try what you're doing and we want to work with you. So this is like the gradual penetration strategies we've been using for the locals and the rural areas that we're going to.
But how much are your competitors?
My competitors, our major competitors is Safi Organic. Safi Organic is doing exactly what we are doing, but they are in Kenya. But then they are doing biochar because they have a partnership.
I mean, how much is the organic fertilizer? This is 1 kg of organic fertilizer. You said your cost of production is 21,000.
No, a 50 kg is 35,000 naira.
That's how much you're selling. 15 kg.
50 kg for 35,000. 8 kg is 700 naira.
Okay, so 50 kg is 35,000.
Yes, sir.
But your cost of production is 21,000.
Yes, sir.
Does anybody sell this thing for 21,000 or less?
Naira.
Yeah.
Okay. Does anybody sell for 21,000? No. Even with the Russian-Ukraine war, a lot has happened within the fertilizer sector. And I think from the last time we checked, evaluated, we're like 30% lower than what is in the market.
Okay. All right.
Thank you. First of all, let me commend the product itself. I think it's something that is relevant in the market. My only question to you, well, it's not a question, it's more of a comment that may help you. Within the context of distribution, you know, there's a limit to just going to places, right? If you can package it well, do your research on, I know you have listed the content in comparison to the bigger brands. If you can present yourself properly, go to most of these companies that deal with agro products. A lot of them are doing CSR for local communities. It will ease the burden of distribution for you, because if you are able to tap into their CSR projects, they will help you do the national distribution to help rural farmers so that you can scale up this product. So I just wanted to give that as advice.
Thank you so much.
Most of my reservation has been mentioned, but the challenge is the scalability. Like Paul was rightly mentioning, in terms of, but you try to answer the question by, you have individual who supply certain waste, but again, how do you scale up fast? My last suggestion is, I think you should leverage an online platform to sell your product so that you don't get way down with the running around to sell. So that will give you a quick visibility. And I think you need to have online presence, which I don't really not see so much. So if your capacity is not as big at the moment, so you probably want to leverage an online place to make sure you sell more so that you can have a good capacity development in terms of resources over a period of short time. Other than that, I think you have good product. All the best.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes. This is one of the most difficult jobs on planet Earth. As a matter of fact, I call it a blood sport. It's a very difficult job. It's difficult for many reasons. You have to think of a great idea. You have to solve that idea. You've got to find a way to scale it, sustain it. And after you do all that and you survive, then you've got to survive and survive and survive again. So it's tough, right? And if you had asked me 3 weeks ago what tough this in, I'll say, well, not that quite tough. Now I know it's a war game, right? So another round of applause for these young entrepreneurs. I'd like to thank the convener, Linda, obviously DMBC and the entire team of DBNC to provide a platform. I was saying earlier today that, one of the blood that's required to create entrepreneurs is always money. No matter what you say, to make a business, you need money. The hardest thing to get is at the beginning, money. So when someone comes up and says, I'm going to give you a grant, I'm going to give you a loan, I'm going to give you an investment, I'm going to give you a platform, it's gold dust. Use it well, never lose it. So Linda, thank you very much for that. So unfortunately, at times like this, there are winners and there are losers, right? But the good thing about this today is there are no losers. They're all winners. Everybody has learned. But having said that, we have come to the decision it was fairly consensus, thought to ourselves, which of these businesses do you understand the most? Which of these businesses will you invest in first? Can you see the root of every kobo you put in, how it comes out as 10 kobo, right? And how long will it take? Obviously, the thing about the passion and the resilience and stuff was very important. So, the good news, there is, I'll first of all say that one of the businesses that presented didn't win, yes, but one of the judges has personally said they would like to invest in that business. So a round of applause. That particular judge understands the business and just feels they can add the sort of value to that business that will stretch it and make it go far, which is why I said there are never, ever any losers. So if you can please put your hands together for Menscribe. You didn't win, but you got some money. So lastly, the business that we thought has the best chance of immediate success, that we felt solved a real problem. I don't know what you all feel here, but without much further ado, the last is never the least, Scrap Top.
Yes, we have a winner. Please come down. I would just like to thank our headline sponsors who made this possible in partnership with my company, Morizandra Solutions. So we have two companies, AA Foundation, that's the Augustine Avuri Foundation, and my business, Morizandra Solutions. So I would like to present to you this check of 5 million naira. And I don't know if we still have speakers. Yes, we have BMG. Please, could you join us on stage? We have the past speaker, Priye. Please join us on stage. I hope I haven't missed anyone else. Okay. Stand up for the champions, stand up. Okay, while we're waiting for them, let's allow her to say something. Okay, you have something to say, right? Okay.
I want to say a very big thank you to you. Thank you so much for giving us this platform. Thank you for everyone who has been here to sponsor this doing business in Nigeria. You've given opportunities to people who ordinarily would just dream and not do anything about it. So I'm really, really grateful that we have local dreamers and local partners who are helping those dreamers to thrive. And I know this is going to be better in the coming years. And Scratop Nigeria Limited is a business you should look out for. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I was built to be the best, number one and nothing less. Lead me to my destiny. I have waited patiently. I have vision, oh I believe. I know I can count on me. So stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up, stand up for the champions, for the champions.
So
Stand
can we
up.
have all the finalists on stage with us? Because like Pio mentioned, they're all winners, right? They have learned something here today. So let's recognize them. Let's bring them on stage, please. Otto Girl, Mark Choice, and Mem Scribe.
Here we go, it's getting close. Now it's just who wants it most. It's just life, that's how it is. 'Cause we have our strengths and weaknesses. Oh, I have vision, oh, can't you see? I'm on the move, make way for me. So stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up, stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up, stand up for the champions, for
All right,
the
thank you so much.
champions. Stand up.
Can we please have the gifts for the judges? Just to say thank you for honoring our invitation. AY, this is your second time with DBNC. And the second time as a sponsor. So just a handshake for you. For Pio, I think Pio is now a family member of DBNC. Pio, I think right now you are a family member of DBNC because Pio has spoken as a keynote speaker. Last year he was a judge. This year he's a judge. Last year he was a sponsor. This year he's a sponsor. So, exactly. So, we feel like Pio has been a part of our journey. So, we appreciate when we have repeat sponsors. Landmark, Aravo, just amazing. So, to all our partners, collaborator sponsors, we say thank you. And again,